Whiskey and Nerds Podcast.
Okay.
Whistle Pig, Farm Stock, their first beyond bonded 100%
Actual bourbon.
bourbon. And this is theirs. This is not sourced. This is not Canadian. This is done at their farm
In America.
in Vermont. And Piper found a QR code on the back. And if you scan this, it vomits so much information into your eyeballs. It is 51% corn, 49% rye.
Very high rye.
It gives you the breakdown of the field that it came from.
Like that specific
What
barrel,
was the
right?
moisture density in the dirt?
We're getting there. Hold on.
Okay.
It's got the.
Curious about that.
You think you're being funny. It's got the coordinates of the grain, the soil chemistry.
I was not far off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So the soil chemistry is VGC virgins, whatever that means.
Oh,
Clay,
that's good dirt.
6 to 12% slopes, and precipitation is
Yeah.
3.05 inches.
Yeah, you want to be between 3 and 4, so that's good.
Yeah. He says with information just falling out of his ass.
Yeah.
It has water breakdown in this shit.
Jeez.
Fermentation, 5 days. Temperature it was at. Distillation strength was 157.
So when in hot.
Yeah, went in a little bit hotter. I've noticed that craft people recently like barreling it real low. They'll distill it till it gets down to a lower barrel proof,
Like a
and
110,
then barrel
115.
it and let it either drop naturally or raise naturally and cut it down to legal levels as necessary. Woodinville, they do that, and there's one other one I heard recently, but they also roll that way. 53-gallon barrels, 280 bottles per barrel. Number 4 char. 4 years, 8 months, and 14 days old.
Okay.
Bottled on May 24th, 2021. And this is for this bottle. So
Yeah,
when they
this
have
bottle.
different
Yeah.
batches, they'll roll on different things. This is it gives you the Google map of the Vermont.
They dove deep.
I have-
They whiskey and nerd shitted this.
Yeah, I have never seen something
So in depth.
this far.
Say the closest I've seen is the Jefferson aged Ocean Agency or Ocean, whatever.
Yeah.
You can look it up to see like what ship it was on, where it went to, and things like that. But that was just while it sat in a barrel. This gives you the moisture density of the dirt, how far the slopes were of the clay.
Yeah, you know what it doesn't give you?
Tasting notes.
Tasting notes. So we're gonna have to figure that out on our own.
All right,
Now, jump in.
I'm gonna rely on you guys on the nose.
All stopped up.
If you can't tell, Radio DJ Blake is gonna be mostly taste today. Oh, actually, I can smell this.
What do you smell?
Buttery honey, really light floral.
It smells like a pumpkin pie.
A little like cinnamon spice on the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
light Christmas dessert,
Yeah.
Christmas spice.
I get really light fruits like green apple
Pear.
and white grapes.
Yeah.
And on the taste?
This smells like something you would drink with, like, you know how you do like white wine, red wine with like white pasta or steak.
Yeah.
This is like a white pasta.
This would go really good with fish.
Yes.
Or yeah.
chicken.
Piper, thoughts?
Pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I keep getting like pie off of the smell, like a pie crust.
So like
It's like
a light graham cracker, which will go with the honey that he had.
Yeah.
It's like all it smells like pie crust.
I get almost a bitter note midway through it.
I got fig. or something, like near the end, like the aftertaste. I had a fig. Prune? No. Something. But there's definitely a fruit, kind of bitter fruit at the end.
Yes.
I didn't get it so much that time.
Place it.
I get the bitterness at the end. I get very much. You guys had Welch's white grape juice, right?
Yeah.
Right up front.
Mm-hmm.
That's like all
Yeah.
I get up front. And then you have different, like a nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice situation.
Yeah, Christmas spices.
Like 2/3 the way through, and then finishes with your tanniny oak.
Yeah, it's tanniny oak, and I guess it's the tannins that are kind of like that bittery type.
Yeah.
Just really dries out your mouth and puts like a harshness on your tongue.
Yeah. You're looking for something off in the distance.
She's searching for her wicker chair.
Yeah.
I am searching for the right chair. But
It's very simple.
there's something very specific
Yeah.
about the smell.
It's
I've smelled it before. I'm pretty sure. It smells like the pie crust that I made at Thanksgiving. The pumpkin pie.
smells like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Like light
Woohoo.
whipped cream.
Maybe. That's good though. I definitely got the Welch's white grape juice at the front though.
Yeah, that's all. I can't get past that. Like you taste all the things on the back end fizzle out with some little spiciness and tannins.
It's weird. Like when I'm drinking it, I'm like, I'm not really crazy about that. It's not that good. But then I set it down and I was kind of like, the taste is lingering in my mouth. I'm like, oh, this actually tastes really good.
Like
So it's almost like the aftertaste is better than the actual taste.
It's like an almost. You have the Welch's white grape juice, but you also have like a cider, sparkling cider version going on there as well.
Or almost like apple cider vinegar. Because like that vinegar is kind of like that bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what the aftertaste is like. You should get like the apple cider vinegar.
And after you say that, smell it again.
Smell like apple cider vinegar?
You have that because it has such a distinct note.
Yeah. I do get apples now. I don't really get vinegar. But
the
apples and
apples.
like Christmas spices and stuff like that. That's what it kind of makes you
Smells like
think
an
of.
apple pie.
It's actually isn't that bad. It's
No,
better
it's
better than a lot of whistle pigs I've had in the past.
Yeah, Whistle Pig is traditionally pretty damn standard.
Yeah.
Now we haven't had any of the Boss Hogs or the 15-year rides,
No.
mostly for price point purposes, and it's
I've heard they're
sourced,
not very good.
It's sourced
It's
Canadian.
sourced $500 Canadian bottle.
Yeah, so I'm
Not a lot of pulls on that one.
not really gonna do that.
Yeah.
But I got talked into this one because it is their distilled, their own in bottled and bond here at their farms that we found a whole bunch of information about. It's pretty good. I didn't like it at first. It tasted young. It tasted weak. But now you have it again. It's like, it's a nice little holiday drink.
It says the perfect
Yeah.
whiskey for Christmas.
For
Yeah.
Christmas.
You're
Yeah.
sitting there just relaxing.
And it's going to go with everything you're going to be eating that day anyways.
Some ham.
Yeah.
That'd actually be good for at Thanksgiving too.
Good holiday whiskey.
Because
There you
it's
go.
not overwhelming or heavy like the next two are going to be.
Yeah, the next two are going to rock our socks.
In color alone.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
a super light golden yellow, dark copper amber for both of them.
I'm so excited for the next one though.
Which this one's 50%, and the next one is 60 and then 63.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a jump there.
Yeah.
So nothing really came out recently at all.
Yeah. It was a pretty lackluster month for movies.
It really has been. Also, nothing is coming out soon
No.
either.
A lot of lackluster stuff coming up.
Well, see you later.
Except
The
for
Matrix
fact
comes
that-
out on Wednesday. Matrix 4.
Be able to watch it from home too on HBO.
Probably will.
I probably will too.
My
I
parents
need to watch
found
the
out.
other ones because I've only seen the first one.
Yeah, Piper's only ever seen the first one, so.
I mean, for story purposes, yeah, watch the other two. Because it's like the first one and then the second two.
Yeah, they're kind of way off on their own.
Yeah,
really?
like the line
Almost makes you think.
continues, but it's like this one had, this storyline with this simplicity going on. They're like, okay, well, we want sequels. We have an idea. Whatever.
Run with
Okay.
Yeah. It makes you think that it was supposed to be like just one movie, and then it blew up. They're like, we have to make more. We have to go bigger.
They never had an idea for a second or a third.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wachowski, now sisters, they were brothers during the first trilogy. They have some other movies. They did the Jupiter Ascending with Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
No, Channing Tatum, like just visually, made me not want to watch the movie.
Well, they tried to make him a man-wolf
Yeah.
situation.
Just gave him a lot of like weird facial hair.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't make sense.
No one needs blonde eyebrows. We've learned that in multiple movies.
Accurate. And this
They never
includes
work.
Thor.
Yeah, that was what I was
That first
prefacing.
one, he had blonde eyebrows.
Yeah.
You don't need blonde eyebrows
Not
at
okay.
all. So you don't need
Don't
them.
try to make them
You just
happen.
don't need them.
They're not going to happen.
Exactly. Stop trying to make them a thing.
Trying to make fetch happen. It's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. So that's interesting. Anything else coming out?
In Morbius in January?
Yes. Morbius is in January.
Yeah. Saw a preview for that on a movie I watched this weekend.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, that reminds me. There's another preview of something I watched this weekend with a movie that I watched this weekend that we can talk about after this.
Okay.
Because you stayed to the very, 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 very end of the movie, didn't you?
We did. We were some of the only ones to, though,
You're like,
which
what?
was odd.
Where are you going?
Yeah, the
mid-credit
We're
scene.
10
not
years
even-
into this. Why are you
not
leaving?
even before the mid-credit scene.
Yeah, people were leaving.
When the
That's-
movie
it's like-
ended and like 90% of our theater left,
Idiots.
and we're like, "What are you doing? Are you
I got
new?"
Christmas shopping to do.
Yeah,
Christmas shop.
and we went at 10:45 in the morning.
It's not like you have somewhere to be.
Yeah, what do you have to go do? You have the rest of the day. It's 2:00 because the movie was 3 hours. But
Didn't feel that way though.
yeah,
No.
like we
Like going into it, I was like,
Oh,
man,
no.
I'm tired. We went to the 7:30 on Thursday. I was like, I hope this thing holds up because if it drags at all, I'm gonna be struggling to stay in it.
Yeah,
And I just like you had a cough, just like dry cough,
yeah,
the whole damn time.
yeah.
So I was like, God, I hope this movie like keeps a pace. Boy, howdy, did it ever?
Yeah.
Oh, I should start the background music.
So Spider-Man came out this weekend, and before you guys listen to and or watch this podcast,
Stop.
we are about to have spoilers. If you're one of the 8 people in America that has not seen this movie yet,
Number
do
one, you
not
have no
listen
life.
to or watch this because we're going to start off with spoilers, we're going to end with spoilers, and we're going to give a lot of spoilers between the beginning and the end.
Yeah. And by the end, we mean the very end where there was a trailer for a different movie,
Yeah.
which I was not
Which
upset
was a
about.
First, no, not at all.
I was like, okay, so what are you going to do? You just showed us this one thing. Are you going to have him run into somebody else to set up the next thing? Are you going to have this thing grab onto somebody and try and start that? Nope.
Got a whole ass
Movie
trailer.
trailer.
Movie trailer.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So let's start with the beginning.
Okay.
The baseline of what they were doing. Like, the whole reason this thing fell apart was because they were trying to get into college.
Yes. Trying to get in MIT.
Any college.
Yeah.
Well, they had backup schools, but their main one was MIT.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to get MIT, and it all went to crap because they were in association with Peter Parker as Spider-Man. I get it. You need something to just point you in the direction that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was kind of weak. Like, it was that was kind of dragging down the movie.
Yeah. Because
But you knew it was coming, so you didn't care. You're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, whatever. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
let's get into the movie.
Let's get to the thing. I need to see some people. I need to see some shit happen.
Yeah.
And it didn't take long because right out of the gate, he's running around. Everyone knows who he is. They show him in his apartment, and the first thing you see is a blind man's stick on the screen
Yeah. They did not take long to introduce them.
right out of the gate.
Yep. Charlie Cox sitting there at the table.
And I'm like, because I had not watched, fuck it, we'll do this simultaneously. I had not watched this episode of Hawkeye this week.
Oh.
So I did not know that spoiler alert. Look, if you're one of the 7
Kingpin.
people watching our show, you've already seen all of this.
Yeah.
I had not seen the Kingpin reveal at
Yeah.
the end of that. So
We're just back and forth.
we're just gonna go all
I
over the place.
had some mixed emotions on that too. 'Cause I'm like, how are you gonna release Kingpin in a TV show to make everything canon before you release Daredevil in the movie?
Because he said, "Just give me a couple days, baby bird. I got you."
I guess there was some other things that translated between the.
But you didn't
episode and
see Vincent D'Onofrio. You saw a blurry picture of a guy in a white jacket, and they
That you
said his
kind of
name,
assumed,
Kingpin. Yeah.
Well, and then they said Kingpin.
Yeah, and they
No, he's
said the
working
name,
with- he's
but
working
it
with Kingpin.
wasn't the same. Like, you didn't see him on screen.
Yeah.
Right.
There's only one episode left. There's 6 episodes for Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. I
So
know that.
this Wednesday is the last one. We just looked at it before we got started.
Okay.
I think you will see him this episode.
Yeah.
So you do get Charlie Cox in real screen time before you get Kingpin and Vincent D'Onofrio in real screen time.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be much. I think he'll just be at the end and say a line that furthers the plot.
Because
Yeah.
what's the
into the
next
thing.
TV show that comes out?
I don't
Is
know.
it Secret Invasion?
I really don't know. I don't know what the next release is for next year.
If I didn't delete my notes every episode,
We would probably figure that out.
I'd have them from last episode.
So what we should actually do for next week, as we do our final one of the year, is kind of recap shit that we did this year. Movies
Yeah.
we watched. We can even do list if we want to, ranking different shit we watched and what we thought. I
Yeah.
have a feeling we already know what's at the top. And then what's actually coming up next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So we can dive into all that shit. So, Charlie Cox shows up for all of 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Catches a brick flying through the window because he's a really good lawyer.
I just
Yeah.
love how it's like he caught it and Spider-Man's hand was right there.
Yeah.
Right? And he's like, how'd you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
lawyer.
Because like he was like, how he had his like spidey sense tingling. Oh, okay. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. Okay, you know whenever Doctor Strange like, popped him out of his body,
Uh-huh.
right? You could see his damn spidey sense off of his head.
The wiggle.
Yes.
wiggle.
Now, so here would be an interesting follow-up. If you go back and watch Doctor Strange, are you going to see similar things when he gets knocked out? Because it could just
yeah.
be a interdimensional thing. Mm-hmm. Because that's what he was. He just
Yeah.
got popped out of his body into an outer dimension of the
Of his own.
Yeah,
weirds.
clusterfuck that is that explanation of Doctor Strange weirdness.
Yeah.
So, is it Spidey tingles?
Or is it the
Or
interdimension?
is it the
aura?
dimensions?
Well, because in Miles Morales Spider-Man, whenever they like had like the spidey sense now like
You-
did this, you saw the wiggles.
Yeah.
It was the same exact wiggles off of his head.
A lot
Also,
of wiggles.
we'll get to that reference later, but that was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
So, you have that rolling really, really quickly. So he runs to Doctor Strange to do a spell that'll make everyone forget that he was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, because at first he asked if he can go back in time to have Mysterio not do
Yeah.
it. And he's like,
You're
I
like,
don't have the time stone anymore.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we destroyed it.
So,
We got
and
rid of
in
it.
doing so, he says, wait, I want MJ to know. Wait, I want Ned to know. Wait, I want Aunt May to know.
So, like you see in the trailer, the whole thing cracks, and you're like, okay, now we know the plot. Now we know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And in the trailers, you saw the villains and everything show up. I liked the reference where he said you tried to change the spell 6 different times, and he goes, oh, actually, I only tried to change it 5
5.
times, which is a joke of we tried to make a Sinister Six movie,
But we
with
could only get
5
5.
of the villains.
Yeah, we only got 5. We
Yeah.
couldn't get a 6th.
Ah, okay.
Which makes me wonder, like,
Wait,
was
who
the
was
6th
the
supposed to be
6th?
Mysterio, or was it supposed to be Rhino, or was it supposed to be...
Well, Mysterio, Rhino, and Scorpion are original members of the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
And you have been exposed to Mysterio, Rhino, and Scorpion.
Yeah.
Scorpion was in prison with Michael Keaton. You saw that in the post-credit scene. Rhino was Paul Giamatti in
And you saw
Amazing
him
Spider-Man
being one
2.
of the faces trying to come out in the end of the movie.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then Mysterio, I feel like you could have brought him back.
I feel like you could have, too. I don't know if there was, like, a contract issue or timing issue.
Or if they said, man, we're going to go in a different direction. But
Yeah.
I
Wasn't
feel...
he technically dead?
No.
No, that was the theory, that he killed this
Yeah.
guy. So making him the menace and the question, and we believe Mysterio and all that.
Yeah.
It was he got shot. He died.
Yeah.
But I feel like he could have brought him
But
back.
did he?
Yeah.
I mean, it's comic books.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bring anyone back.
How many people actually die?
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, that and like all the people they brought back were dead anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Goblin's
Also
dead.
true.
Doc Ock's
Was dead.
dead.
He
Electro
drowned
was
with his
dead.
machine.
Yeah.
Weren't they literally all dead?
No, Electro was still alive. He was just
Was
stuck
he?
in the thing.
Yeah.
I thought.
That's right.
Sandman was alive. Lizard was alive.
I thought he died.
No, Lizard was cured
Yeah, he was
because
cured.
he said I cured him before.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
two of the
Kinda
five
hot.
were already dead anyways. You could bring
So
them back.
very quickly, we get to the highway scene
Yep.
where Doc Ock
Peter's
shows up.
trying to convince the MIT professor or whatever she is to give them a second chance, to look them over, this and that.
And he was just talking about just MJ and Ned.
Yeah,
He's like,
didn't care about himself, just
he's-
wanted MJ and
Yeah,
Ned.
he's like, they had nothing to do with this. Please reconsider them. I did stupid stuff. Don't let MIT be stupid. You call it MIT stupid? Like, no. Don't be dumb. Like I was dumb.
Yeah. So you had that, and again, it's all just quick stepping stones to get to the point.
Yeah.
Doc Ock shows up. They start having that fight. He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
And they do that whole thing, and I never really understood the changing Doc Ock's arms with the red nanotech.
Well,
I get what they did with it, of they used that to control him.
Yeah, so he couldn't kill Peter
Yeah.
because he was able to hack into it once the nanotech took over the arms.
Yeah, which was, I guess, easy writing.
But
I don't
how
know.
it took over like the mind of the arms
Yeah.
was different because then like the voices went away,
no, they didn't go away. They were
or
just.
they just couldn't be
they just
couldn't overpower the
mm,
nanotech.
they
he
couldn't-
did drop the line. It's so quiet.
Once he.
Oh, no,
they
that was
changed out
later.
the
You're right.
chip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Because the original chip was fried or whatever.
So we get him, and then at the very end of that, we get some Green Goblin in our lives.
Yes, in the original 2002 suit.
Yeah,
With
with
his-
Willem Dafoe, which
Yes.
thank God.
Did
Of the three Green Goblins to come back, thank God
it was William
Willem
Dafoe.
Dafoe. And man, my childhood nostalgia was just
Oh, and this
on
was
fire.
This was fan service to the nth degree for
this
sure.
was the Spider-Man Endgame. It brought back
Yes.
every Spider-Man from 2001 was the first one?
2002.
2002.
Remember,
Yeah.
I was
So
10.
yeah, every
You were.
Spider-Man from 2002, so 19 years of Spider-Mandom, all brought back to one movie.
Yeah, it literally took the previous, what would it be, 5, 7 movies,
Yeah,
and rolled it all up into one.
yeah,
Gave you all of it, and gave you flashbacks and all the stuff that reminded you of all the difficult things, and gave you redemption for some of them on certain situations, which we'll get into
Yes.
later. I definitely thought the little prison thing was kind of
Weird.
Hey,
it made for good
sense
dialogue.
to bring them all together.
It's a wizard's basement. Y'all
You're in a
mad here?
wizard's dungeon. What?
Yeah,
It's a dungeon owned by a wizard.
I don't know how else to explain it.
That was kind of weak, but it created a lot of funny dialogue. Now, you got that Green Goblin, but what they did with him, how they changed him up a bit, made him a little bit. You already know he's crazy. You already know the voices, but they just kind of drug that out just a little bit more, and then changed his outfit.
yes.
He got the purple hood.
The purple hood. Yeah.
When he had the hood on, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
God, yes. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. This is so much
When it
better.
first showed him, he got back on his hoverboard
Mhm.
and just had all the ripped up clothes and the purple hood on. I was
Mhm.
like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Those of us that are very big fans of the cartoon, the 90s cartoon,
Yes.
had a lot of nostalgia on that one.
My spider sense was tingling at that point.
My spider sense was about to bust through my pants. Now, with that said, I think my favorite villain of the entire group, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
He's someone that actually got real redemption with his character, because Green Goblin was good beforehand.
Jamie Foxx was the biggest villain in the movie.
Yeah.
Of the movie.
Yeah, because you had Otto Octavius who was trying to help, actually.
Yeah.
And really, Green Goblin kind of became the main villain.
At
But
Yeah,
the end,
he
yeah.
did.
yeah, but Jamie Foxx was like,
He was a bad guy like the entire time.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
why am I
Sandman
doing
was
this?
just there to collect a check.
Now, if you...
So was Lizard.
He showed up for one scene.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that was it. The rest of it was CGI as a lizard, and that
Yeah.
thing it's just like
I'm good.
for 3 seconds before he disappeared.
Yeah.
But you get to see Jamie Foxx, and I was excited for him to be Electro in the first one, but they didn't really make Electro from the comics. They made New
Yeah.
Age Electro, and
Yeah.
it didn't work. Plus, that movie was a cluster.
Oh, and
Yeah.
like whenever he like finally had like his like whole like full power and it actually put like the
Yeah.
Electro mask
On
on him,
him?
I was
Yeah.
like, oh yes.
Yeah, it was so good. But also, Jamie Foxx is currently in the middle of training to be Mike Tyson. So
So
when
he was
you
all
see him, he's
buffed
just
out.
jacked and has the Tyson haircut.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
about
I
to
didn't
play.
know that.
Which, oh my God, would you pick anybody else on the planet to play
No.
Mike Tyson in a Mike Tyson biopic?
No.
Like Michael Jai White played him in something a while back,
Yeah.
like years ago.
Michael J. White's a huge, terrifying motherfucker.
Yes, he is, and he's really the only other person. But if you're looking for
Accuracy.
and just acting,
And someone who's going to give it the role what it deserves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I was a
Jamie-
big fan of the correcting of that character because Electro is an okay character. He's not
Yeah.
that great of a villain, but he's there. He's
Yeah.
supposed to be like cackly and crazy and ha, and this one was more calculated of fuck y'all, I'm somebody now.
Yeah, and then when he saw the arc reactor and saw like it was like infinite power, and that's how like Tony powered his suits, he's like, I know what I need.
Yeah, I know. I need this.
I need this,
This
yeah.
is what's going to happen.
Because he's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to go back. I like this power. This power's
I like this
different."
universe.
Yeah.
This power is nice. Yeah. Yeah, they really rounded out. I actually kind of enjoyed that whiskey.
Yeah, it's very much like a holiday dessert whiskey.
I'm still
Yeah,
enjoying
very
it.
much so.
I gave you a little bit more because that's your main one.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So we'll take a
It's yummy.
mild pause to move into still Austin cash strength.
Yeah.
This one does not have a QR code. So
It does not.
No.
It's all the same stuff. We've done the regular still Austin before. We did different Texas whiskeys.
And it's very good. It's very easily compared to Eagle Rare.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Very, very, very similar.
So you get the same kind of a tobacco-y leather notes.
with
but
your
a
standard
lot
cherry
m-
vanilla
yeah.
and yeah,
Kind of more milder, more enjoyable to me.
younger.
Younger.
Because Eagle Rare is 10-year.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year
And this is
single
what,
barrel.
3 on the regular still Austin?
2 to 3, yeah.
2 to 3?
Let's see, does it say it?
this one.
2 years. Aged at least 2 years.
Okay.
Which, aging in Kentucky and aging in Texas are two very different things.
Yeah. We had a lot more
Climate
fluctuation
variation,
in
a lot more
temperature.
heat.
Yeah.
Which sucks the whiskey into the barrel a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. Just try and smell this, see if you can.
Caramel.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of caramel. It's good caramel too. That's like a brown sugar caramel. Sweet.
But not overwhelming.
No, not overwhelming. That's what's
For it
like
being
good
60?
caramel, like a good sweet candy bar caramel.
Yes.
Um,
Like biting into a Milky Way.
there's a little bit of oak in there too, but very very small hints. It smells amazing. I want a candle made out of this. It
Right?
smells so good. Try smelling that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That smells so good. That is number one, number two to that. What was it? Thomas S. Moore cask ruby port.
The port cask. Oh, the nose
That
on
one
was
smelled amazing too. That was the other one I wanted to make into a
It
candle.
smells
but
like
this,
literal perfume.
masculine perfume, cologne.
Yeah. It smells like smells like musk.
Yeah, that's what I want my house to smell like every day.
It smells like breaking concrete
I
and
need
chugging
a
stuff.
Still Austin cask strength Scentsy. As demasculating as that sentence just came out,
We're
would be the
manly
most-
with sensies.
it would be the most masculine. Just like, because it would smell like you're walking into like a candy shop where everything's melting.
No, like this literally smells like one of my perfumes I have. Like
You need to
the,
start wearing that more often.
I'm literally wearing it right now. But
This does not smell
When you
perfumey
hand it back to me, now I smell perfume.
No, I don't smell perfume at all.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a second. I'm gonna go back to it.
do your sniff your.
My arm butt is. I smell cotton now. That ain't gonna work. Here. And but. All right, we're back. We're good. It's almost. It's vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little vanilla there too. It's interesting how different caramel and vanilla notes come across from Tennessee and Texas, or not Tennessee, Kentucky and Texas. They're different.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Texas is almost like a sweeter note because it's
Yeah.
I guess younger and newer, so it's sweeter. Whereas
Has a little bit
Kentucky is more
brighter.
complex.
Yeah, has a little
and
bit bolder.
deeper. Yeah. It smells amazing.
This
I'm
one,
gonna drink it now.
go ahead and drink it. I just had a sip. This one definitely finishes
I'm gonna drink it down.
different than the other one for damn sure. You see the proof at the end.
It's young.
Mm-hmm.
It hits. It smacks you in the face. It still has like the same.
It
or
carries
very
over.
similar notes.
It carries
yeah,
over.
It's the exact same notes, like you said before the podcast. It's the same drink on steroids.
Yeah.
It's like instead of like leather, it's leather.
Yeah.
Instead of tobacco, it's tobacco.
Yeah.
Like it hits you. All those notes are just amped up from
Like
a
someone took
2
a
to
leather
9.
glove and slapped you with it and then
Like
spit tobacco in your face.
Just all
Yeah.
movies just whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Challenge you to a duel. Smack.
That was like a little flavor explosion on my tongue.
Yeah.
was just
Very oily.
Oh, I can't
Very
wait to play with
oily.
this one.
Yeah.
I'm going to add a little bit of ice because the first one is in the 40s. It's proofed way down.
Yeah.
So this one is very good at 60, but would it be perfect at
50.
50?
55.
Would it be 55?
55 probably.
Bring down this heat, this
Yeah.
alcohol heaviness just a little bit,
Yeah.
and
I
Yeah.
bet you that becomes a phenomenal drink.
probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
$60. Obviously, it's Austin, Texas, so it's local-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty tasty. I'm gonna enjoy the next few sips of that.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good.
As we get back into Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
We didn't get the song.
Huh?
I'm
get a-
sure
we didn't get a
it was
Spider-Man
in there
song. Oh, we did.
somewhere.
The Spider-Man song.
Well, they added it into the theme song for the Tom Holland one, which, look at the traps on Tom Holland's Spider-Man in this picture back here.
Jesus Christ.
Looks like Brock Lesnar.
Dave Bautista playing Spider-Man?
I'm actually just like looking at their suits.
Well, did you
I like the
see?
difference between them.
Did you see? Cause so they talked about when Tom Holland made his first Spider-Man versus when he made this Spider-Man, how he's put on like 30 pounds of muscle.
Well, he was also like 18, and now he's
Versus
early
21.
20s.
I
How old is Tom Holland right now?
think he's 21.
I think he's older than that.
I think he's 21. But did you see the callback to whenever, I believe it was Spider-Man 1. Well, yeah, it was Vulture. When they split.
He's 25.
See, I was close.
Yep.
So when he split the boat in half, so Iron Man took his suit away and he gave him that shirt to put on.
And it was a giant shirt.
And it was a giant shirt, and he's wearing the same shirt in this one, and it fits him.
Uh-huh.
Just to call back up, I'm a lot bigger now.
And
I don't have to wear the muscle suit anymore.
He is a lot bigger.
He is a lot bigger.
Well, then you saw him with just basically boxer briefs on, and he was just shredded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, don't
Because he
like,
looks small compared to everybody else, but I think the dude's like 6 feet tall. He's my height. Double check that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to just throw out things I didn't like
Okay.
real quick.
Well, we want to go ahead and okay, go ahead. I have two that I don't like either. I thought he was short.
Hang on, he's
Because
short.
Zendaya is
short?
He's 5'10".
He's 5'10".
okay, so he's only shorter than you.
He's 5'10". Zendaya is 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and she's clearly
Yeah.
taller than him in it. So, my issue
Okay.
with the movie were the wigs. Ned's wig and Doctor Strange's wig were
Terrible.
awful.
Ned's
Like-
wig was bad. I didn't really even see that Doctor.
Doctor Strange looked
His-
like it was clipped on like a Lego piece.
Yeah, his wig,
Really?
it was very... You can always tell a really bad wig because you can't see, like, skin. Like, you can't see... Like, you know how, like, when you have
It's
someone
just
has...
full hair.
Well, yeah, and it's just, like, there's no...
There's no movement
There's-
between the hair on anything. You can tell when someone has hair and it's super product up and has a shit ton of hairspray in it because it doesn't move, but it looks like natural hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have Ned, who's wearing a mop that is not cut.
Because he's bald in real
Yeah,
life.
he shaves his head.
Yeah.
And that looked like a crappy wig. Doctor Strange's hair looked like a
Doctor
Lego
Strange,
piece.
It was
clicked in.
pretty bad. But it's like that one. It's like it was just completely. It's like it was like a cosplay wig where it's like completely solid.
Yeah.
And then there's no like the
Part
best.
or anything?
Yeah, there was a part, but it was just so like there was color all the way
Yeah,
through
it was
like,
so
there was
dyed
no,
in. It looked glued up.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
Oh, no.
I was looking at his hair and I was just like,
I was trying
Ned's
not
opposite didn't look that
to
bad
pick
to me.
apart the movie. Like, first viewing, I'm trying, okay, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to just breathe it in, let it come, and just watch it as it is and enjoy it. And then I'll go back another time on a different day.
Yeah.
Pick the
And
shit out of it.
yeah, and literally try and pick it apart and find different things I don't like. That was the only thing that was like, look at their wig.
Ned's
at
opposite didn't
it.
look that bad to me, but Doctor Strange's did.
After I noticed Doctor Strange's, it was around the ears where Ned started to look, because there was no structure and cut, and it was like, oh, you look like you're wearing a bad toupee.
That's fair.
And when you look at it and he moves and he has like the perfect part and just nothing, it's just flopped in.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I know you shave your head, so of course it's a wig. It happens all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth had a wig probably 75% of the time as Thor,
Yeah.
up until they got to cut it.
Yeah.
Those you don't care much about, other than Dark World was pretty bad. It was really thin.
Yeah.
Those you don't care as much about, I just noticed out of the gate. Now, if I'm ranking movies on wig success, I have different issues.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a whole other podcast to start
But
up
if
after
our
that.
only
Wigs and nerd
complaint,
shit.
right? It's like if our only complaint about this movie is like
Two of the wigs.
Yes.
Okay.
So
My other complaint would be maybe it's time that's gone by. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, having just recently gone through those movies, you could tell didn't know exactly how to be in character. Like, they're older Spider-Man, but they're still trying to be the type of Spider-Man they were before, but it just, that didn't
Kinda
quite
missed.
click for me.
Yeah.
That one was just like, you're not being what you were before, and it's been 20 years for one of them, and
Yeah.
then, 15 years for the other.
yeah.
And so, okay, no, I got you. But that was kind of weird. Luckily, the writing of Marvel and the addition of Tom Holland and Ned and Zendaya and everyone else doing their thing.
Yeah. Kind of made it all piece together and fit.
Yeah, you got to mesh right through it.
Oh, it was 10 years for the other one. Amazing
Yeah.
Spider-Man came out in 2012.
Okay, yeah.
Piper, can you look up? I saw a tweet on Twitter,
Tweet twatting.
a tweet twat on the twit that they are making an Amazing Spider-Man 3.
With
Andrew Garfield.
I did not hear that, and I would be surprised if that was the case because of how this ended and the news that came out right before this.
Because he was perfectly fine. He's going back to his universe. Everything else is. And they're going to make an Amazing Spider-Man 3. They asked Kevin Feige if he wanted to have his input, and he said, no, I'm going to stick with my stuff. And they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and continue on.
So they really are going to be the Batman of the
Spider-Man.
Marvel universe.
Yeah. And that was one thing I was going to pull it up on the podcast, fact check it, and see, are we going to have two Spider-Man running simultaneously?
I don't want that at all.
I don't either. Okay, then I do have a question for the very end of the podcast. We'll get back to that.
Okay, all right.
And, apparently it was supposed to be a thing in 2018 and they got canceled.
Oh, okay.
But it never.
Well, because the first one came out in 2012.
Uh-huh.
The second one came out in like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, this was supposed to be 2018.
So that's around the time that Sony was in financial trouble with their stuff.
Yeah.
Marvel was trying to make new moves. Andrew Garfield basically pissed off all the people at Sony by ghosting them on a couple different business meetings and dinners.
Yeah.
Sony is an Asian company. They have a standard and a respect thing is very high, and he didn't handle it how they liked. So they're like, fuck this kid, we're done. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore anyway. So
Yeah.
I can see how that fall apart around that time. I'm kind of glad it did because they were trying to make the third one a Sinister Six movie, but they used the second one to really just vomit everything in there.
Yeah,
and not well.
Try to throw a bunch of villains in, and
it was so convoluted and didn't work.
Yeah.
I liked when they finally showed up. That you had the breakdown understanding, and going to the third act where they're sitting there talking to each other of, well, I fought this guy in space. He's like, well, I fought an alien, but I'm like, wait, you've been to space?
Yeah. He's like, I want to fight an alien, guys.
He's like, well, I fought an alien. It was like this black goo thing, and he's like, I've never fought an alien. The weirdest thing I did was this Russian guy in a big metal rhino suit. I feel pretty lame. He's like, you're amazing.
Yes, I love that. It's like,
You
say it.
are
You are
amazing. I want to hear you
amazing.
say it.
Because his movie was The Amazing
Amazing
Spider-Man. Say, thanks, man. I really needed to hear that.
Apparently, it was supposed to be Venom in the third one. Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be the Venom one. And,
Interesting. So that means we've gotten 3 Venoms
Yeah.
as well as 3 Spider-Mans.
So
Yeah.
let's jump into.
Well, hang on. I want to hit the things I didn't like.
Yeah. We're jumping around.
Wait, one more thing.
Go ahead.
So one of the tweets is, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 is about to become the next Snyder Cut. So many of us want to see this happen.
I do, even though it never happened to begin with. So you can't really call it a Snyder Cut.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to preface it with, I fucked up. That's been said.
Okay.
I fucked up.
I say that to myself on like an hourly basis.
Oh, it's daily for me.
Yeah.
At least. But I fucked up. I planned for this movie. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I planned for this movie. I did everything in my power to make sure that I was ready for this movie.
By
Yeah.
being completely uninformed.
Yes. The Aunt May scene happens. Aunt May dies.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, we've prefaced spoilers.
We've been past
We've
Yeah, if you're still listening and you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm just gonna play out the rest of it for you.
so she gets to play the Uncle Ben role that we never
She
got
does.
in this one.
Yeah, we didn't get Uncle Ben, and the other 2 Spider-Man talk about their Uncle Ben moments, and now we have Aunt May as essentially the Uncle Ben. She even drops the line, with great powers come great responsibility, and that was a heartfelt moment. And then she dies. Happy comes. Spider-Man gets shot, which apparently never comes back in the movie.
Like he gets over that really, really quickly.
Yeah, and so in my mind,
Maybe just
I'm
happened.
thinking something epic just happened. This is the perfect time to go to the bathroom. So I
Because
sprint
what
down the
happened
stairs, sprint to the
right after
bathroom,
that?
come right back, and Andrew fucking Garfield's on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm
What are you
like-
doing?
Because
Well,
Like
'cause
literally,
literally
that
next
happens,
scene,
and they go to
they
the
go
kitchen.
they go to Ned.
yeah,
Ned's
and I'm like,
apartment.
okay, it's just gonna be them talking. That was my thought process, and I'm out for 15 seconds because the bathroom is right out of, in the theater I go to. The XD screen is right next to the bathroom, so you go out and right back in.
So, I understand that. Like,
I drink.
the fuck you doing, Lee?
I drank a cup of water this big that morning.
Literally.
One cup.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
One
That-
cup
No,
of water.
let's not. You want to have this car? You want to do this?
One
are we
cup
gonna
of
do this
water.
right now? Are we gonna do this right? Let's do this right. Listen. 10 years ago, when the first Avengers came out, that week I was sick and I was on an antibiotic. Do you know what a side effect of antibiotics are?
You go to the bathroom a lot.
They make you shit constantly.
Yeah.
That was one of the side effects of this antibiotic. I don't care. I'm going. I have to see. It's the Avengers. I have to see it. So I'm sitting there, just, watching the movie, praying to Bathroom Jesus that I can just hold out. And they're on the helicarrier. Shit goes south. Hulk is chasing Natasha. And Mjolnir comes flying across the screen. And you know what's going to happen now. Oh, fuck. You know what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Fucking Thor shows up. Hits him with the flying knee. You're like, and they square off. You're like, oh my god, I'm watching Thor and Hulk fight on a... Someone's got to throw this chair away. I'm about to shit in this chair. I am not leaving for anything ever. I am going to sit here. I will cry tears of feces if I have to. I'm not... What are you doing leaving the movie? I don't care how bad you had to pee.
I
Hold it.
saw a moment of opportunity, and I was like, nothing is about to happen right now.
You lied to
It's
yourself.
about to be Ned and Zendaya,
Dude.
being like, "What are we gonna do? How do we get back to Peter?" I was like,
Exactly. With
That's
the
exactly
other
what it was.
Spider-Man.
"Okay,
You act
so-
like you've never seen these
so-
before. I could have given you the breakdown of here's this thing, here's the entry of the third act. You know these other two are coming. Here's where they bring them in.
Okay, so
Here's your
that
window.
that wasn't one of my problems with the movie.
Okay. How they brought him in
How they brought him in.
was super anticlimactic.
This was your Spider-Man Endgame. I wanted a on your left moment.
Yeah.
I wanted the 5 villains are all just whooping the shit out of Tom Holland. And because we know the other Spider-Man are in the universe, they know who Spider-Man is.
But it
Their
didn't.
villains are there.
Okay, let's play some rewrite. You can't think of what we would have lost had he been
We would have lost the scene on the roof.
We would have lost the scene on the roof,
And
which
the
was
planning
important,
on the Statue of Liberty.
and them in the high school
lab.
planning. And you have all that dialogue
yeah.
and all that fun, heartwarming.
True.
That's where a lot of your nostalgia comes into play. They play jokes on every stupid thing that they didn't like from the other Spider-Man. They did all that, so you would lose that. Now, how do you get around it? How about in the Aunt May scene?
That's how they pull Green Goblin off.
When he throws that last one, instead of him trying to hit it away,
Yeah.
somebody else whips their way in there and knocks it out. And that's when you see the other two. They found each other,
Yes.
and they show up to help.
Yes, that would have been better.
And then you can
Then you
go-
can have all your other moments.
And as he's sitting there holding, like, man, we gotta go. I know, we've been there. We gotta go. You could have that other moment on the roof of,
yes.
and okay, so you lose what? Him knocking stuff over in a kitchen and getting a spider web with an old lady. Okay, that was a cute moment, but
Yeah.
I would trade that for
That would have been better.
This.
I wanted my epic moment.
or
of
even
the
if
other
it was just
Spider-Man
one of
coming
them. Even if you just gave me Andrew Garfield, because the line of "Do you have a suit, or are you just going as a really cool youth pastor?" which was tremendous.
Yes.
I wouldn't have wanted to lose that
Yeah.
line. Even if it was
Is it-
just Andrew Garfield shows up, like, we gotta go, let's go, and then the other two find Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
in the kitchen,
And you can still do the whole
and you can do that whole
show
thing.
Ned with powers thing.
Yeah, and you could do that whole thing still.
And then you have him walk in with his epic, what would you compare it to? His epic just rise up of, well, how are the two of us going to take on 5 of them? Mm-hmm. And then Ned said they're fucking playing with the ring or some shit. And then he opens up a portal, and the other one walks in. And you have your badass Tobey Maguire entrance. Because you might have thought, okay, we got Andrew Garfield. Are we going to get Tobey? But then you got them both walk into a living room. Walk into a living room. We're here.
Yeah. Now, I would have liked it if you introduced
Yes.
one at a time.
That would have been better.
Yeah.
In the Aunt May death scene, introduce Andrew Garfield.
Because
Then
can
bring
you
in Tobey.
imagine the emotional roller coaster you had to deal with right then? Because he just lost, like, who else does he have? His parents are gone. Tony Stark's gone. Now Aunt May is gone. He's got his friends for the time being.
Yeah.
So you're just like,
You have Andrew Garfield holding off the cops, like shooting webs at him and all this stuff.
Oh my
Trying
God.
to pull him away.
hey, we gotta go, we gotta go.
Such a better
So
scene.
they finally get away, and that's when you see Ned and Zendaya. I always call her Zendaya. I never call her MJ, mostly because I don't like the Michelle Jones Watson thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary Jane's weed. We can't call her that. Her name's Mary Jane. Fuck
Yeah.
off. All right. Why are you naming her Michelle? I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this at all. Different MJ. Not the same. And then you can have that scene where he's doing this whole thing, and it's just Tobey Maguire and his grandma sitting there, and they're like, "Can you prove that you're Peter? Can you prove that Spider-Man? You can do the whole thing where he's hanging from the ceiling. Hey, can you get that?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, we need you to come help us." And they meet up with him having the same conversation. And as you start with the conversation of, well, I lost my Uncle Ben. He did this.
Yeah.
And then Toby speaks up of, well, so did I. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
And he shows up with Ned and Zendaya. And then you still have everything else after that.
Yes.
Why haven't you called us, Disney?
Yeah. You still have all of your great banter Spider-Man moments. It's just so much more epic
You
of
had
an entrance.
just a powerful entrance on at least
Yes.
one of them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would want a powerful entrance for Andrew Garfield than I would for
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, maybe it's an age thing. Maybe because I liked Andrew Garfield more than Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
it's like prove it.
We'll
Prove Spider-Man.
We'll
Stop calling better.
get to that at the end. Okay. So the other knock I had on this movie. So that the first one's a big knock, but we just perfected it, so I'm okay with it now. Because that's gonna be what replays in my head now.
That's what you're
when I
gonna
watch
see?
this. I'm gonna replay this with Andrew Garfield coming in, pulling him away. We just made a better movie. The other knock. The other knock I had. Okay, so one, the Statue of Liberty is fucking awesome. Holding the giant Captain America shield. I loved that. And
In Hawkeye.
in Hawkeye, episode 5, when Yelena is talking to Kate Bishop, and she's like, "It's my first time in New York."
Yeah.
She's like, "I love the new Statue of Liberty, this and that." And we went back and watched it this morning. I was like, "Oh,
I never would have caught it.
yeah,
Never would have. It.
I want to see the new
Yeah.
improved Statue of Liberty. Like, wait, what new? Because I even thought I was like, new improved Statue of Liberty. I was like, did it get destroyed
Yeah,
during something?
it would have just been a passive her because I just couldn't get past it. Like, Kate Bishop, you're so funny.
yeah,
I
yeah."
love hot
I love
sauce.
How you
Florence
done with
Pugh.
the macaroni? I have a hot sauce.
Yeah, I love hot sauce on everything. Yeah, God, I love Florence Pugh so much. I would have completely missed it.
Yeah.
Rockefeller Center, the tree's really cool. Oh my God! I love American Christmas with the presents and the tree and the lights.
Yeah. So the fight scene.
I love her so much.
That fight scene's epic. It's amazing. The culmination, they're all getting cured. Doctor Strange is back. It's awesome, right? The final fight scene, Tom Holland and the Green Goblin, they're fighting it out on basically the backside of the shield that's fallen to the ground.
Wants to kill him.
And he wants to kill him.
Fuck out of him.
But Tobey Maguire early on says, "I did kill the guy that killed my Uncle Ben. It didn't make things better. We want better for ourselves, essentially."
Which is always the trope. Look at Val Kilmer talking to Chris O'Donnell in Batman Forever. You want to go out there? Yeah. You want to kill him? Yeah. It's not going to help you. It just makes it worse. You
Yeah.
just go out for the next guy, and then the next guy.
And then it's a repeating.
I loved Andrew Garfield of I couldn't save her. She died because of me, and I couldn't save her. And it got to the point where I just stopped pulling my punches. And it got worse. And it got worse.
Yeah.
And then he gets his redemption.
Well, hang on.
Okay,
We're going to get to that scene.
sorry,
We're going to get to
sorry,
that scene. Okay. So Tom Holland goes to kill him with the glider. And Tobey Maguire jumps in, catches it, stops him. And, like, they have, like, that eye contact moment where I was like, damn. Like, I was feeling that moment they were sharing.
You're like, don't do it.
And then Green Goblin stabs him with his wrist sword thing.
Yeah.
So there's 2 moments in the movie where I just grabbed Piper's leg and was just like shaking.
No.
That was one of them.
That was one of them.
But it turned out to be the most anticlimactic thing because I thought he was dying. I thought that was him killing. Because we talked about it in a couple episodes ago, how cool it'd be if he sacrificed himself.
Mm-hmm. Had to
and then,
play.
Yeah. And then something epic happens because of it.
Yeah.
So he gets stabbed. And then all of a sudden he's just standing there like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm actually fine. I've been stabbed before."
He was laying there.
Oh, I mean, okay, well, after that,
Are
he
you
was
dying?
standing.
I like when he was standing and they're all like waving and saying
He's
goodbye
like-
and hugging. You're in a lot of pain, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, it was a moment where I was like, we just saw our Spider-Man. My Spider-Man from, like, 12 years old just got killed. And then he's fine.
You know
I
what?
mean-
I
was-
hated Spider-Man 3 so fucking much that
He got what he deserved.
bet you won't dance in a black suit with some emo hair again, fucker.
Yeah.
I hate it, and I suffer through it again just to see. I was like, okay, no, I'm just going to go through all of this. I'm going to go through all of it. I'm going to do it. Spider-Man 2 is really, really good. Amazing Spider-Man 1, I really, really enjoyed because of the
It was before all the executives and producers had all their input.
got involved, but
Yeah.
also that's when Andrew Garfield and I can't believe I'm forgetting her name, Gwen Stacy.
Emma Stone?
Thank you. That's when they met and were falling in love because they hooked up on that one. They were
Yeah.
together for years.
Yeah.
you could see that chemistry on screen because
Yeah.
these two are doing the exact same thing on screen, so it's mirroring
Yeah.
the chemistry between those two on screen. Well, that'll just make your heart melt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, but Homecoming, Far From Home, are both infinitely better movies than any of the other ones.
Yes.
And it's not even close. So
Yes.
when I'm seeing something happening to Tobey Maguire, I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking jazz scene.
Yeah.
I can't get past it.
I mean,
Yeah.
but to the other point that you're making of like, oh, but he ended up being fine. They really gonna kill Spider-Man? No.
I mean, and I guess that was the thing is like when
Killed
we.
Iron Man.
I mean, because what else would I have done? They would have sent him home anyway, just dead. But I mean,
I mean, they're dead anyways.
why? Are they though, or did they just obviously? Because okay, going to the mid-credit scene.
Well, actually, he might have gone back alive because he died in this universe. Doc Ock was dead in that universe and he came here alive. So he probably would have gone back
Well, they
alive.
got pulled right before they died.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was the thing.
Yeah, because like, and I was grabbing the orb and then I was here.
And then I was
That's
here.
right. Okay. So, speaking of moments, the other moment where I grabbed Piper's leg. We're watching the movie, and okay, my end-all be-all Spider-Man scene of all 8 movies we have now, of all 8 movies, is still the Amazing Spider-Man 2
It's so hard.
when they're in the clock tower. He's fighting Electro. Oh, no, he's fighting Green Goblin.
Yeah,
And
both of them, and that one's when he's centered on Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin.
yeah, and Emma Stone is slowly falling,
And you have the
and then
little
finally
web.
she falls.
It's like a hand.
And he goes and he does the whole pulls himself up and then launches himself
And
and
he's-
then flings it, and the web is shaped like a hand reaching
reach
out.
out.
for, and we
that
talked
gets
about
me every
before. Yeah, oh God, goosebumps.
Yeah.
we talked about before of the whole point. The reason it was in the clock tower. The entire focus on the movie is who you're gonna be with, what time you have with the people you have.
Yes.
It's in a clock tower. The tower is falling apart. Time itself is literally dissipating, and he got to her.
Just one
That's
split second too
too late.
late. And so, he
it
catches
was,
her.
do I have the time to be Spider-Man and be Peter Parker for Gwen and be Peter for Aunt May and do and be all of these things at all time and carry the weight? Do I have the time to be that person at all times? And you're fighting this guy, and everything in your life is kind of culminated. It's the standard story of, can I be all these things? How do they intercross? Who's going to be in danger because of it? And you just see the pieces of the clock falling as the hands reaching out, and the
It is one of the most artistic, beautiful scenes
Oh,
in
I can't watch
any
it.
Marvel superhero
Yeah.
movie. And it was beautiful and sad and horrible at the same time. So in this
when
one,
MJ goes
when
flying
MJ
up.
goes falling and Tom Holland goes jumping out to save her, and he reaches, and then he gets taken out by the glider, and then you see Andrew Garfield just lock on, does the same thing, pulls himself up, and then just launches himself, catches her, and then that emotional moment he had at the end where he's like,
His eyes were like, "You're okay.
I saved
You're okay.
her.
You're okay.
You're
I
good.
saved you. You're okay.
You're good." I was just like shaking.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was
And
so
it took
good.
me like 5 minutes to fully open my hand back up and let go. That
Again, you get that redemption scene for him of you saved this one.
and he saved her, and he was just in
Yeah.
complete and utter shock that he was able to save her. Like that to me was the most
The
powerful moment of this
callbacks-
entire movie.
I'm sure there's YouTube videos. In fact, I know there is of Easter eggs. One's like 175 Easter eggs that were in Spider-Man No Way Home.
I believe it.
I would like to watch it and see those breakdowns of
Yeah.
when he did what you just said. When he did this was a direct callback to the exact move he made when he tried to save Gwen and couldn't do it. When this guy did this move, it was exact callback to this spot
Yes.
here. He was killed with the glider the first time. He tried to kill him with the glider the second time. Aunt May was killed with the glider. He stopped him. Tobey Maguire stopped the glider. That
Yeah.
whole thing.
Just breaking it all down. I think we need to watch one of those.
Are you a little disappointed nobody came through and stayed?
Except a tiny
So-
little piece of venom.
So
no, not even that. So I have a note that says everyone forgets Spider-Man. Does this mean we're getting a whole new Spider-Man family?
No. They forget he's Peter Parker.
They no one forgets
They
Spider-Man.
know who Spider-Man is.
Okay, yeah, so they know who Spider-Man is.
Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. Him as a human being, Peter Parker. So, I guess they'll explain this later. Like, Endgame happened, and they acknowledged that Spider-Man was present for Endgame.
Yeah.
But not
Not
who Peter was. They didn't know that he was a Peter Parker. So when they finally end, they're like, you know what? I'll make the sacrifice.
Let them forget who I am.
Everyone. Let everyone forget who I am.
Then all this will go back.
Yes. And this will override the last one that you have in a little orb. Okay, cool. Got it. And then everything's, all the different timelines and stuff you see, they're very Loki-esque.
Yep.
Start disappearing back up. You see all these people disappear. Jump up a little bit to the mid-credit scene where Tom Hardy is at a bar in Mexico, which is exactly where he was at when he came back at the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage. And they're drinking. And he's like, so wait, there's a Tin Man that had a glove and an alien that likes rocks. Aliens don't like rocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going back and forth and doing all that. And he's like, Eddie, we are drunk. Let's go skinny dipping.
No, we're not gonna go skinny
We're not
dipping.
going skinny dipping. And then he turns yellow and is like, no, we're going back already. Bloop. That's upsetting because now we don't get Tom Hardy against Tom Holland. Now, there's already been a green light for Venom 3. And it is said that you will have Venom 3 and Spider-Man 4 before those two would even interact. But, so you have that. You see that the tiniest little symbiote is left.
Yeah. And it moves, so it's active.
And it moves. So it's active. It's going to move. It's going to grab on somebody. You're going to get
Which
a different
opens
Venom.
it up for another Eddie Brock. Is there an Eddie Brock in this universe?
I'm sure there is an Eddie Brock in this universe.
Unless it's...
Is it going to be Tom Hardy? Or is it going to be insert any character
or does
here?
Sony own the Tom Hardy Venom, and now we have to get the Disney Eddie Brock? And I'm still wondering, going back to everyone forgetting who Peter Parker is, does that mean, are we getting a new MJ? Are we getting a new Gwen Stacy? Are we getting a new Ned?
That would be really interesting, because now you get an actual, more legit Spider-Man, where he's in college, he already has all of his powers.
Yeah.
Think 90s cartoon,
Yeah.
where he's older, he has these powers, nobody knows who he is. He's back to holding the secret from literally everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. So is
So
that
you
the
get a more
end of...
traditional arc of that,
Yeah.
and you can bring in... that dude has such a rogues gallery of villains to go up against.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
You could bring Hobgoblin. You could do...
Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Kraven the Hunter's been cast.
He's been... I haven't seen casting, but he has been in play of they want to bring in a Kraven the Hunter.
I think...
I
Piper,
heard they
look up,
wanted to
see if
make a
they've cast Kraven the Hunter. I think Kraven the Hunter's been cast.
Because I heard they wanted to make a Kraven the Hunter movie, which did not... It makes about as much sense to me as making a Mobius movie.
Yeah. Which we're getting next.
Yeah, I was going to say, they did it. So, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's got so many people to go up against and do that with.
But it makes you wonder, so he signed another 3-movie contract deal for Spider-Man. Are we getting... We got the first 3 with Zendaya and the actor who plays Ned. Are we getting a new supporting cast? Like a new...
I would like to...
Aunt May or Robert Downey Jr.-esque family, like parental type. And a new best friend, girlfriend.
Well, now he's got to get his job, which
Yeah,
I would love if they kept J.K. Simmons and he goes and works for
Goes
the
and
Daily
works for him?
Bugle.
Yeah.
Running that with the stupid Alex Jones-esque type place that he's trying to do. I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So he's got to get a job. This would be an interesting spot. Ooh, no, they're not going to do Gwen Stacy. Here's my call. Fuck, what's her name?
Spider-Gwen?
No. I wish. That'd be great.
Yeah.
They're not going to do Gwen Stacy, mostly because Peter Parker would have to die, and that's when she becomes Spider-Gwen, and that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Black Cat,
Yes.
who has a direct connection to Mobius.
Yes. Because I'm looking at the
They won't
IMDb
Go
of
the
Kraven
Gwen
the Hunter.
Stacy route. They'll go the Felicia Harding. Got it.
Good job.
They'll go the Felicia Harding route. Again, they tried to introduce her in Amazing Spider-Man 2 in like a passing situation. You're like, you can't. just give her a clipboard and be like, oh, I'm Felicia Hardy, and call it a day.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Aaron Taylor Johnson
Ooh, that's a good
is
Kraven
going to
the
be
Hunter.
Kraven.
Yeah. But what is he gonna be Craven in?
Kraven the Hunter film.
Yeah, again, they made their
2023.
So yeah, the guy that plays Kick-Ass and the guy that plays Quicksilver is gonna be Craven the Hunter.
And they have...
Who said you can't do more than one? Bitch, I'm gonna do 3.
Would he be the first to do 3?
Jared Leto's in the little preview thing for this, too, so...
Who does he play?
I'm assuming Mobius.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So you got that. You give up Zendaya. You give up Ned. Doctor Strange is going to be doing his own thing. You understand that? No worries. And now you have a complete reset to do whatever you want. There's no strings holding you down. There are no strings on you. Ultron reference. You're good to go. I'm all for it. I'm all for more Tom Holland as Spider-Man because I don't want you to recast another one. And the dude's 25. Most of these guys don't get these roles until they're in their 30s.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman was 31 when he got Wolverine, and he did it for 20 years after that.
Yeah.
So.
Freaking, Tobey Maguire, he's 46.
Yeah.
No.
But
Yeah.
number one, he looks really good for 46.
Yeah.
And I know y'all didn't like how they introduced them, but I thought it was funny.
It was
It's
cute for what it
wanna
was.
find Peter.
It could have been better.
It could have
Yeah.
been better. No, I agree.
And you could have done that with just Toby and had Andrew Garfield come in and give you an epic moment.
Yeah.
But I did like how they Spider-Man'd off the building or whatever and jumped down. They're like, oh, my little favorite moment though was when they finally started working together as a team, and all three of them jumped onto one thing in their poses.
Yeah.
And you're just
Yeah.
You're such a poser.
I did think I was such a poser, just
Yeah.
Piper, will you look up Old Forester 150 Batch C?
Okay, so while we're looking that up, we'll go ahead and talk about the last thing, which is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer at the very end.
Yes. And then I have a question to finish off our episodic event.
You said batch C?
Batch C.
They only have number batches. Are you sure it's
Then it's Batch C, so I'm guessing 3. It says Batch C on the very front.
It's delicious, whatever it is.
It says batch 3, baby.
It's Batch 3.
Batch 3 of 3.
You must have misheard me. Just kidding. I'm an idiot.
Sir?
I heard him say 3.
Thanks, man.
What are you looking for? What's specific?
Nose, taste, palate,
Just
whiskey,
the
notes. Because I know they made a batch 1, 2, 3. 3 was the most weird, unique. A and B were it's whiskey.
Yeah.
3 was ooh, this barrel's weird.
Yeah. This is not the same as the other ones.
Yeah.
So, Doctor Strange. It was pretty straightforward. He gets Wanda. There's creepy stuff happening. But let's just get to the point. You get Doctor Strange Supreme that
From
you saw
What If.
in What If.
Yes!
Yes. He's all dark and darkened
It's
out.
gray and weird and pasty.
And his goatee is straight down, just
Yeah.
like it was in the What If. Because he was
oh my god, I can't wait.
He was oh.
I'm angry that it got pushed back from March to May.
Yeah.
He was so Doctor Strange wasn't Mephisto. New Doctor Strange is Mephisto.
Yeah. We confirmed Doctor Strange knew is Mephisto.
It's Mephisto, yes.
So we weren't wrong. We were just wrong.
Yeah, as per usual. I think out of principle, they're we're never.
They're never going to put Mephisto in a movie ever.
They're going to put Mephisto in What If Season 2 just to tell us to fuck off.
Just to piss us off. It's the only time you'll ever fucking see Mephisto. I hope that's an end credit.
I hope so. Now stop with the Mephisto.
Stop trying to make Mephisto happen.
Lucky
not
the
gonna
one-eyed
happen.
Lucky the one-eyed pizza dog is Mephisto.
What a twist.
Yeah. Best Spider-Man movie ever. I can't wait for Across the Universe to come out so we can have a whiskey and nerd tonight where we rank all 10 films.
Yes.
It'd be awesome.
And then, in 7, 8, 9 years from now, rank all 15 of them.
Yeah, no joke.
Maybe this will re-embarken the Andrew Garfield-ness, and we will get that movie.
All right, let's do a quick pause while people travel around us, and you pull up those notes.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
You leaving?
Yeah.
Okay. No, you're fine. I'm just letting you do your thing. And
I don't know what I'm looking for. What am I looking for?
that's the Old Forester 150.
I know that, but I mean, like, I don't know what.
Is
Hey,
Yummy,
remember
yummy.
the whole, hey,
don't know what
I
kind
can
of
feel
website.
my pancreas fucking up again. I shouldn't have any alcohol anymore. Just because you got a day of reprieve doesn't mean you go back to getting cash strength alcohol.
Since Wednesday.
Oh, no, that's better. You're right.
I felt it every day for 4 weeks, and all of a sudden I didn't.
All right.
You're welcome.
Next time you're in the hospital, you're going to be there alone.
All right, I found it.
Okay.
I got nose, palate, finish. Ooh, score 9 out of 10
Okay.
Ooh.
from thebourbonculture.com.
That's really good. Oh.
That's usually the face I make after something really good. That's really good.
This is delicious.
I've had a drink for the last, 4 weeks?
This is my
And then
first sip since
nothing.
Thursday.
Well, and then nothing the last week. Since we went to y'all's house.
Yeah.
I was like, I haven't had whiskey in a hot
It
minute.
was a yummy one.
Do you need glasses?
No.
Are you surprised by something?
Yeah, I've seen some notes in here I've never seen before.
What does that mean?
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back in like an hour.
I like how the lines of the webbing on their suits gets less, like,
Yeah,
from 1
less
to
prominent.
2 to 3, it's like less prominent and more like into the suit.
I can't get over his traps. I really can't.
That too.
Yeah, he's got some monsters. He's got some Tom Hardy warrior traps.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I also like the differences of their spiders too.
Yeah.
It's like first
Well,
Spider-Man's
they-
more up here, other one's like in the middle of his chest, and Tom Holland's is like really tiny.
A little bit tiny. Well, because
And their eyes too.
I wonder how tall is Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
they look. Andrew Garfield's tall.
Andrew Garfield is tall, and his hair adds like 6 inches.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's tall because of his hair.
All right, so we're gonna go into the Old Forester 150 batch 3, not C. The
Batch
nose
3C.
batch 3C, the third. The nose on this one is definitely one of a brighter nose I've come across. Each aroma is straightforward and easy to identify. Banana bread, a scent I find a lot in brown Foreman products. It's up front with the complimentary scent of dried banana chips with maraschino cherries.
I absolutely get banana on those.
Yeah?
1,000%.
Yeah. The nose is sweet and inviting with warm vanilla custard. There are candied nuts and sweet oak followed by some barrel char underneath it to add depth and character. So you get banana, maraschino cherries,
Custard.
vanilla custard, candied nuts, and sweet oak on the nose. Yeah, that's pretty close.
I definitely get banana.
Smells like bourbon and banana.
Yeah. No, I definitely get, like, banana bread.
Yeah. The palate. Dark brown sugars and a wallop of prickly spices.
Packs a wallop.
A wallop of
Man.
prickly spices.
Prickly spices.
That I would find in high rye MGP bourbon mash bills. Surprised me. So, prickly spices. It's like
Poking your tongue.
jarring to the tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stabby feelings.
Woodsy notes of cedarwood and heavy fragrant oak add a richness that would make me believe I'm drinking a product that was at least 15 years old. But it's the sweetness of it all that balances it out with bananas, cherries, and raisins covered in a thick syrup. It's a fantastic and captivating sip every time.
It is very good.
It's really good.
And I'm a huge fan of banana everything, minus the
So am
banana
I.
whiskey.
Yeah. Besides Howlerhead.
Other than
Real push by a
Howlerhead,
banana.
fucking...
This is a top tier.
Yeah.
That's a top tier bourbon.
It's like we had that Spirits of French Lick 4-grain bottled and bond that was like caramel and banana bread flavored. That was one with the cardamom and shit in it.
Yeah.
I really like that one because it had.
No, you don't get any more. Sorry.
No.
But it's so good.
It is really good.
Yeah.
That one's
That's like an amped up what is
how
it?
head on
Sweet wheat.
steroids.
Except
Oh,
not
it
shit.
is a little bit like sweet wheat. Sweet wheat. Okay, so sweet wheat. Our
Was
Wicker
the-
Chair moment was banana Laffy Taffy.
We had the banana note, 100%.
Yeah. So this is 1792 sweet wheat on steroids. With a little more
I would agree with that.
baked spices, a little
Yes.
more baking spices,
I would 100%
more
agree.
more
with that.
bready and grainy than sweet.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Not at all. That's fantastic.
That's really good.
That's all we got.
So I wanted to end the podcast by asking the $1 million question:
Okay.
Who is the best Spider-Man?
Tobey Maguire is not the best Spider-Man.
I was about to say.
I was like,
What?
Yeah, no, it's Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's Tom Holland.
It's Andrew Garfield.
I love Andrew Garfield. He's 5'10", by the way. I just looked it up.
He's the same height?
He's the same height as Tom Holland, and Tobey Maguire is 5'7".
So he's automatically the worst.
He is.
So
Yeah. If everyone 5'7" sucks.
He looks so tall though.
Whoa. Let's look that really personally.
Really? He's only 5'10"?
Yeah.
He looks
so
like he's 6
both
foot.
both of them are 2 inches tall, or 2 inches shorter than I am.
Wow, Tobey Maguire's short.
Tobey
Okay.
Maguire is your height.
So all that being said, as far as comic book accuracy, okay, so the biggest knock on Andrew Garfield is that he's kind of confident. He's kind of like, I'm Spider-Man, you know?
Well, he just has a.
Well, he's
Okay,
amazing.
so Tobey Maguire was super uncomfortable in his own skin at all times.
Yes.
He was too dorky. You never, as a physical human being,
He was
I
almost
never,
uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, I never bought him as being Spider-Man. He has a whiny voice. Not his fault. You can't do anything about it. But
Yeah,
he
that's who he is.
has a voice that
Yeah.
doesn't fit. Whereas when I got Andrew Garfield, I was like, this is how I see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's comfortable with himself. Everything's a joke. Like, Spider-Man is a PG-13 version of
Deadpool. He's goofy. He's funny.
He's goofy. He's always making comments. You got really, like, after-school special comments from Tobey Maguire, but you got, like, dry, funny,
Yeah.
who's been a bad lizard
Yeah.
from Andrew Garfield.
And when he fought in his fight scenes, he acted like a spider. Like he would crawl around his opponent.
He was had way more dexterity
yeah,
and wiggle and
his the thing I like most about the Andrew Garfield movies is when he's swinging through New York and the camera angles they put on him swinging. It felt like I was swinging through New York.
I just watched it recently. You get point of view. You get some POV action on
like
the
what you did there.
Andrew
I like what you
Garfield.
did there.
Yeah, you get it.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
I'm lost.
I know, it makes it better.
Oh no.
All right.
Drink whiskey.
You get the point of view stuff of, like, you see what he's seeing flying through the buildings and getting close to the ground. Okay, let me adjust my answer. Tom Holland, we love as Spider-Man, had the benefit of the MCU, and we loved Tom Holland's interaction with
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
With Doctor Strange after the fact, with, Happy and Thor and all these other people,
Everyone, really.
because Tom Holland gets this universe. Andrew Garfield didn't. Andrew Garfield was judged on being Spider-Man by himself. When you get to steal Captain America's shield as your first appearance on screen,
Yeah.
that's a cheat code. Yeah.
You jump up 5 points automatically.
Yeah, you're
That's
standing.
Motherload on Sims.
Yeah.
You're standing on a different platform.
Yes.
Out of the gate. It's not your fault. and it's not theirs. It's a different world. With that said, I agree with you, actually.
Andrew Garfield is a better Spider-Man. Tom Holland had the better movies and opportunities.
100%.
Yeah, I can see
1,000% I agree with that.
Yes.
Fuck Tobey Maguire.
Because another thing I view the best on, like when we ranked our 23 to 1, what a big part of that ranking came down to was watchability. What do I rewatch the most? And it comes down to the first Tom Holland Spider-Man and the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, which the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was not the better of the two, but that scene at the end,
yeah,
I can watch that scene 100 times a day and never get sick of watching it.
it's so hard to watch, but
It is.
you
It's
want
so
to watch
hard, but
it.
it's so beautiful to watch at
Yeah.
the same time.
And then when he comes back and, oh god, the little kid goes out there to stop Paul Giamatti,
Yeah,
and
he's
then he helps him.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
He's like,
I'll take it from here. Yeah,
Oh,
I so want a third one. Pick up from there. Wipe out Paul Giamatti real fast if you have to. Put in Venom. We'll make another movie. If that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. Just let me pick it up from there. I want that third Amazing Spider-Man.
I never.
I don't
wanted him-
care if they're simultaneous. We can have Spider-Man be Batman.
Because
I don't care.
It was such
I
a
mean-
quick turnaround between, well, Andrew Garfield's out of Spider-Man. Hey, they got a new Spider-Man. Okay, well, are you doing it with this one? No, it's going to be a whole different thing. And then everyone goes,
Yeah, it was Big Bang.
Why?
what?
Yeah.
We're already getting a new Spider-Man? I wanted Andrew Garfield in with everybody else. I wanted Andrew Garfield in the MCU.
Yes.
That's what I wanted initially. You gave me Tom Holland. I'm like, no, I'm good with this.
I'm
I
good
like
with
this.
this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
This is good.
No, I'm not knocking Tom Holland at all. He's a fantastic Spider-Man. He
He's-
fits the role so
He's
perfectly.
a fantastic actor because every
Yes.
time he has something tragic happen, just the emotions on his face
Yeah,
and
you feel
his
it.
ability to cry. Like
On
but
huge.
it's like when Aunt
That
May
dude
was
has a hole in his
dying,
pocket, and he is
oh my
pulling like hair.
God.
Yeah.
That's a Friends reference.
Yeah.
Deeper than shit.
Yep.
Tweezers? No. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
technically, you really could have both happen at the same time because
They're in different universes.
they're in
Yes.
different universes.
So, my final knock on the movie. They're all on the Statue of Liberty. They're like, it's so confusing. I don't know who's who. I don't know which one of us is which.
You could've-
And then they're like, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, and their girlfriend goes,
Spider-Man
3. I think they were ranking themselves, and he is Spider-Man 1, not 3.
Yeah. I like how they gave Tom Holland Spider-Man 1 because, bitch, this is my movie.
Yeah,
It was also his
it's
universe.
his movie.
His
It's
universe.
his universe. It's his everything. I get it. You're Spider-Man 2 with the better opportunities.
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire.
As a standalone.
And this is coming from the person that ranks almost everything based on nostalgia. That is my childhood Spider-Man.
I remember watching
you have
Spider-Man
been
2.
surpassed.
Yeah, I remember watching Spider-Man 2. Like, I was in 4th or 5th grade when... It would have been 4th grade because it would have been 2000. When X-Men came out. Keep in mind, that was the first one. That one
Yeah.
changed everything.
Blade, technically.
I was too young to watch that. So,
It was rated R.
yeah. Even though the opening sequence of that first Blade movie, when he walks into that club and just fucks everyone up,
Yeah.
is so awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was a little young for that. Parts of it kind of like freaked me out. I was a little bit older for Spider-Man, and I could appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah.
And then I saw Spider-Man 2, and that's when it was like, oh, superhero films or superheroes on the big screen can be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
Because before that, you had Batman and Robin with
Nipples.
with nipples and
no neck.
In neon.
Schwarzenegger.
It was Batman and Robbles. Batman, Sonic and Knuckles. Batman and Robin. Nipples
Hey,
and neon.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Oh yeah.
We got-
we got tails and
We
knuckles.
got Tails and
Tails
Knuckles.
and Knuckles. Knuckles is actually the bad guy to start, like he should be. He always has been.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Little one's excited.
Jim
Gonna go
Carrey's
see that
back.
too. Jim Carrey's back. He's got the giant ass mustache and the shaved head and all that.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, but yeah, no. Andrew Garfield wins for me.
Yeah, he does for me too.
Tom Holland has the better movies
Yes.
and the better universe
And the better villains.
He did
You
have better
had
villains.
Jake Gyllenhaal and kick me in the nuts because I'm forgetting his
Michael
name.
Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Keaton.
and then you got to fight Thanos
I mean, granted,
with magic. More
Yeah.
magic. Magic with a kick.
yeah, you had Thanos,
Magic with a kick.
and then essentially you had Captain America as a villain too
He got to
in your universe.
he got to go up against Captain America. He got to
And then we got a lizard and Jamie Foxx. Granted, Jamie Foxx, this was a way cooler Jamie Foxx than this one, but
this
you got
one was
Jamie
better,
Foxx.
Yeah.
To me,
The
still,
lizard was cool.
The lizard was cool, but the best Tobey Maguire one to me is still the first one. I went back and watched the second one again, and as amazing as it is, I still like William Dafoe so much as Green Goblin. He's
work.
here over Doc Ock for me.
Yeah.
He's just one tier above because I really wish we got him as Joker too, but he played Green Goblin to perfection.
How it needed to be played.
Yeah.
100%.
Because we saw it 2 other times and they were both shit.
God, as good of an actor as Dane DeHaan is, what
Yeah.
they did to him.
It was rushed. It was rushed.
Ooh, it wasn't just rushed. Why are you giving him scales?
Yeah.
Why did his hair turn into Super Saiyan?
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
yeah, that
What
was weird.
are you
They
Yeah.
were trying to
doing?
make him a goblin.
His visual effects
Right.
were
Like,
rough.
they tried to physically make him turn into a goblin. Which
you don't need to do that. You
is
just need to give him
not-
a helmet.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Goblins aren't scaly.
Good.
Goblins don't exist either.
But
But
if they did, I
But if they
imagine
did, they probably wouldn't have scales.
they would have scales,
They'd have giant green masks.
They were going.
yellow eyes, and Nikes.
I did like. I liked their interaction, like with their villains.
Specifically?
yeah.
Oh, we didn't talk about it. When he sat there,
like-
man, you just a kid. Yeah. I'm not going to lie, man. You help poor people.
You wear a mask.
You wear a mask.
I totally
you were
thought you'd be black.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's gotta be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere.
And he smiled real big. I'm like, give it to us.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, let Miles Morales, like cartoon Miles Morales, just
my precious.
pop out, please.
It didn't open up the opportunity for him to pop out, but it opened up the opportunity for him to
Exists
enter
somewhere.
and exist
yeah.
in the future. Because he just...
Yeah. Honestly, we could actually probably make multiple podcasts, and we will, centering around just the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Not the MCU, but just the Spider-Verse, what they could do, what we want them to do. And that'll be a fun thing if we need to fill content of, you have a trilogy for Spider-Man next.
Yeah.
The good thing about the MCU is everything is rolling together. It's all rolling downhill. It's not a jump of, and then this story, and then it's
We're
the
not
same people as
DCing
this
things
one.
right now. We're marveling. Warner Brothers.
Yeah, fucking Warner Brothers. So, of getting creative on what we think. We know there's a Kraven. We know Mobius exists. There's going to be a third Venom.
Yeah, I was about to say,
The
there's gonna be a Venom.
symbiote is in
The symbiote's in the MCU now.
So, I would love for us to actually deep dive one day into what do we want to see? What
All
do,
of it,
what do
everything.
we, what do, like, again, I went with we're not going to get a Gwen Stacy, we're going to get a Felicia Harding.
What if we get a Spider-Gwen?
That's Gwen Stacy as Spider-Man, yeah.
But for that to happen, if you want to stay with comic book, and Kevin Feige likes to stick to, we're going to blend
At least somewhat comic book
storylines, but
accuracy.
there's going to be accuracy, and it's going to be
Yeah.
tied together. We're not going to be like, here's this person's timeline, but actually we're going to do this whole other thing. Not to say they haven't done it. Ivan Vanko and Whiplash are two different characters. They got, what's his name? Iron Man 2. Looks like your mom.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. He'll
So they just combined the
never gonna
characters
get
and put
old.
him in as it. Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. Who looks like Motley Crue's grandma now. So I would, between ranking them, having that kind of fun.
We do
What-
need to have a ranking episode, ranking villains, ranking movies, ranking shows previous year. I think we could do a long podcast next week or 2 weeks. Next week.
Next week.
Next week.
We could do a podcast of, let's review everything that came out this year that we did watch.
And what are we looking forward? 2022.
Yeah. and run through those semi quickly, and then 2022. Here's what's coming up. Here's what we like.
Yeah.
And Matrix will have come out by that point, so we can add that to the list.
Yeah.
God,
I like it.
this podcast is fun.
I agree.
1 year in, we'll have 40 episodes.
40 episodes in 1 year. We'll have more next year. The way we're breaking them up now.
Yeah, we'll
we're
definitely
gonna try to give you guys
out
more content, more reviews, more consistency, more social media. If I can get off my lazy ass and just
I was saying.
post, we'll give you guys some more content.
I guess I can try this ticking talks situation.
The ticking talk time bomb.
Yeah, that people do these days.
You're pretty active on Instagram. Ish.
I've posted 4 things this year, so that's about as active as I
It's
can.
4
be.
more than I posted.
Yeah,
Well, besides all my TikToks I posted on Instagram.
yeah, that you just
It
connected.
was a
and
dual
shared.
post.
Yeah, I'm trying, but at the same time, I'm like, God, I hate being on Instagram
Yeah.
because once you start doing it, you just constantly scrolling and it feels gross.
Yeah.
So
It's TikTok too. That's everything.
it's everything. It's social media. It's addicting and it's not
Just
okay.
scrolling.
So follow us and watch us on everything, but also make good mental health.
But also have low expectations.
Yeah.
Except for our YouTube and our wherever you listen to us on podcasts, which is Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else you listen to podcasts, because we're everywhere. We're on all the
There's a lot of
podcastings.
them.
You could even say, "Hey Alexa, play the Whiskey and Nerd Shit podcast." I'm hoping that turned on everyone's Alexa,
Right?
and
Yeah.
everyone listens to us right now.
Probably ask what's her name too.
Siri.
Hey Siri, play Whiskey and Nerd Shit podcast. You guys are all trapped. Like, you're getting all of our marketing now.
Yeah.
All of our no marketing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to watch us for whatever reason, we're not that attractive. Find us on YouTube, Whiskey and Nerd Shit. We're on there, so you can see us.
We exist.
Or you can put us on in the background while you're working and typing away at your job.
That way you can ignore us for like half the time, which is what I do with most of my podcasts. So I get it.
Yeah. Again, spoilers. Spiderman. You can find us on Whiskey and Nerd Shit on all social media. If you can't find us, the I in shit is the number 1. Instagram, we're talking to you. Meta, we're also talking to you. You can find us on YouTube. We're having all of our posts now on YouTube, so you can see us as we talk, and you can visualize what you've been listening to. Until then, drink whiskey. Hail Hydra.
Bananas.
It's so yummy.